Hello there. It is really nice to see you here. My name is Piotr, and I am a customer success in your favorite channel manager, which is, of course, BedBooking. Usually, I take care of your needs within support, gathering feedback, or sending you important information about functionalities. What I wanted to show you today are the first steps in the world of BedBooking, of our application. We understand that the complexity of the Bed-Booking app might be overwhelming sometimes, but that's when this webinar comes in handy. The purpose of this webinar is basically clear. It is to help you set up the Bed-Booking application in the simplest way possible, so that you can use every feature prepared for you without any unwanted issues. We want to work on the best solution for your accommodation facility, the one that meets market requirements and your expectations, of course. In this video, I will show you how the Bed-Booking accommodation booking calendar looks like, which you can use simultaneously on your computer, but especially on your mobile phone, as an app, of course. So basically, the first steps can be counted to 5. The first one is entering your profile information. The second one is adding your rooms. The third one is configuring your price list and setting the prices. The fourth will be entering your current reservations. And the fifth and the last one are integrations. So as easy as it sounds, let's get right to it. Okay, so the first step that we will need to take is to log into the app, of course. I will show you the web version of our application. You can see the address of the application right here. What you'll need to do is to paste it to your browser, and what will be shown to you is a small box where you can place your credentials, where you can place your email address and your password. I've got predefined an email address and a password, so I will log in to Bed-Booking right now. Yes, so what you can see right here is a calendar. It is a calendar that allows you to place your reservations on. But first things first, we are here because we need to enter our profile first. So what we need to do is to go to menu over here and press Profile tab. As you can see, I've got some information already here. There are 2 tabs within the profile section. There's a location and company's data. Location is where exactly is your accommodation facility, and your company's data is where do you basically do your taxes. Where do you run your business? So in the location area, we have an accommodation address, and there's an object name, however you call it. There's a country where the accommodation facility is. There's a street, a postcode, a city, type of facility, which you can also choose from a list over here. There's a logo field where you can place your logo, which will be presented on your invoices, for example. And there are contact with accommodation facility. There's a place for a phone number, for email, for your website, and for your Facebook page. When it comes to the other tab, company's data, it looks pretty similar. You have also the company address, all those fields over here, like in the location tab, and the bank account for booking payments, which you can place over here. There's a place for SWIFT, and there's also a field for your currency. It is really important that you fill out all those information within the location tab and within the company's data, because this is the place from which all of the information will be exported to the other places of BedBooking application. After you finish completing all of those tabs, go to the up right corner of your screen and press Save. And that's basically it. You've got your information in your profile saved and secured. Moving on to the next step, which is step number 2, and it is adding rooms. To add your rooms, all you need to do is to go to your calendar. When you open your application, the calendar will already be there, so you do not have to click anything. And as you can see, there are 3 already predefined rooms in BedBooking, which you can simply just erase or modify or add some new. As you can see, there are some information about the room, especially the information about the capacity of the room, and it is how many people fit in this certain room. If you want to create another room, all you need to do is click over here, Add Room. And the window that will appear will show you all the configuration about your new created room. Basic information, persons, and address data. In basic information, you have, of course, the room name, the room type, which you can choose from a list over here. As you can see, it can also be a tent or just a bed, as in a hostel, or an apartment. It's basically an accommodation unit. So there's a room description and additional equipment, room size, information if you want to place it in a widget or not. We'll talk about this also later. Widget offer distinguishing feature. You can place an information which needs to be highlighted about this room in the reservation system, which we'll also talk about later on. In the persons section, you have number of guests. You can also place additional beds. And you can enter the number of single beds and twin beds. Down here, you can choose the color of the room. If you want to distinguish the rooms from another, then you can use all those colors to highlight it. And the last section is address data. This is where the room or the accommodation unit exactly is. There's a country field, street, postcode, city, and there's also a possibility to put the location of the accommodation unit on the map. When you've finished completing all those fields, press Save, and the new room will appear on your calendar. That's it. The third step on our list will be configuring the price list and setting your prices. So if you go to BedBooking app, you will see on the main menu that there is a price list tab. And what you need to do is to click Configuration. As you can see here, there are many different preferences that you can choose. There's also a currency which you can place. Let's choose Euro. In the preference section, There are preferences that you can choose from. For example, if you want a price for the partial occupancy or the price for the weekends, if you want to differ a short and a long stay, if you want to set a different price for children, you can define your price for meals. You can define the amount of local tax, and you can also configure reservation restrictions, which are a couple to choose from, as you can see. Minimum length of stay, maximum length of stay, close on the day of departure, maximum length of stay on the day of the arrival, exact length of stay, minimum time between the booking before the check-in date, minimum length of stay, close on the day of arrival, maximum time for submitting the booking before the check-in date. There are also question marks next to all those restrictions. As you can see, there's a definition of each restriction. But we will not choose any at this moment. After you choose the preferences of yours, you can save and move on. So, as you can see, one of the rooms has already price set. If you want to set the prices for the next room, just click on the day, for example, today. Firstly, choose a term from which date to which date you want to define your price. Let's say we want to define our price until the end of February. You can add another term if you want to. You can choose other rooms to define the same price. You can choose to select rooms with the same capacity only. And over here, you have the price field, the price which is standard. We just place in a number. And there's also a convert prices field where you can quickly, by percent or a quota, convert your prices for different terms. If you finish all those fields, you can press save. And as you can see, from today until the end of February, there's a price already set in our price grid. Well, let's do some examples of our preferences. If we click the configuration, we want to choose, for example, that we want to configure the price for the partial occupancy. Also, let's say we want to differ the price for the short and the long stay. Right here, you can choose up to how many days the short stay lasts. So let's say the short stay lasts for 3 days. And how many nights the long stay begins? Let's say it's 7. On the right, you have the preview section where you can see how the fields will look in the price grid when you will configure those prices. You do not put your prices here. It's only a preview. What we want to do right now is to save and move on. And what you can see here is that there are some exclamation marks with a red color. And that means that this specific date does not have all the prices entered. So what we are going to do is to enter those prices in those fields. As you can see, we have chosen partial occupancy. So there are 4 options to put our prices because this room has a capacity of 4. Room CView 4. What else? This is a standard price. So this is a price that you will set differently from the short stay and the long stay, which the short stay is up to 3 days and the long stay is from 7 days. So between 4th and the 6th day, the price will be 100 for 4 people, 80 for 3 people, 60 for 2 people, and 50 for 1 person. So let's say if somebody stays for a short time, we're going to have to put in a bigger price. But if somebody stays for a longer time, then we can make an offer to put the price in, which is smaller. Of course, we also have to remember to choose a term. We want to set it until the end of February. If you're finished, you can press save. And as you can see, there are no exclamation marks on the red anymore. It means that the price is correctly configured. You can repeat this procedure for the other rooms as well. The 4th step will be adding your reservations. What you have to do is to go to your BedBooking app. If you're not on your calendar, you can click it over here on the house icon and your calendar will appear. So if you want to add a reservation on your calendar, you have to firstly click on the date, on the night when the reservation begins. Let's say we want to add a reservation in room CView, which will start on the 1st of February. And as you can see, there's a reservation form. The price and the additional services. In the term section, you choose the date. We chose the start date from the 1st of February, and let's say it will be for 7 days until the 8th of February. The number of nights appeared itself. You can put in the booking status, a lack of payment, advance payment made, fully paid, cancelled, or unavailable. This reservation is fully paid. You can put in the number of guests. It is really important that you put in this information because when you choose the partial occupancy, the price will differ according to this number of people. When you choose a child, you can choose also the age of the child. When the field is red, it means that the capacity is too small for this number of people. Let's say that we want 3 adults in this room for this specific date. In the price section, if you had your prices set already, then you don't have to write the final price manually. You can just click the calculator over here. And the price has been calculated automatically. You can also see the price per day. I have an advance payment, which I predefined before, and the payment on place, which I also predefined before. You can choose also a deposit or a local tax. You can also include in the price. The additional services is a place when you can add some services if you have defined those services before. In the next tab, Client, we enter the information about the guests. So we enter his name and the other sensitive information about our client. We can also put a number of our client and his email. From this section, you can also call your client. It will be redirected on your mobile phone to your calling services. And the same applies to messages. You can also send an email to your customer. If it's a company that is renting your accommodation unit, you can also add a company name over here. If you wish, you can put in some details, for example, notes about the specific reservation. If the registration is completed, the board, or the additional entrance code. The last tab, Invoice, is a place where you can create an invoice for this specific reservation. All you have to do is click on the plus icon, and you will be redirected to fakturownia.pl, which is our invoicing module. If you entered all the information, you can press Save, and the reservation will appear on your calendar. As you can see, I did not enter the client's name. So it didn't appear on the reservation, but when I put it in, then the name is over here. You can define also what is shown on the label of the reservation on your calendar. It doesn't have to be the name. What else is interesting is that when you go to settings in the reservation form, you can choose from a number of fields, if you wish to put them in, your reservation form. As you can see, you can put hours, number of nights, your own color of the reservation, price per person if you want to see it, date of payment for the advance payment, date of payment for the payment in place, waiting for payment time, the payment for the advance payment and for the payment in place, the specific information about the payment in place, the deposit, local tax, advance payment, and additional services. Then about the guests tab, you can put in the email, you can put in the additional guests, or you can put in the company. In the details, you can put in booking origin, registration, board, entrance code, number of beds, and creation date. If you press save, you can see that the new fields has been added to the reservation form. For example, on color of reservation. Let's say it will be light green. And as you can see, the reservation label already changed its color. You can repeat this procedure for the other reservations.